First half was a half where we really imposed ourselves on the game with our pressing and our passing, and in the second half it was a game about character, playing into a strong wind and horrific rain, and the pitch wasn't ideal, and we showed all the character, and I think that the result's a terrific result for us tonight, and tells you everything about my group of players, because it was a game where character was required in abundance, and they showed that. Really pleased.
Is it fair to say that the other players fed off the performance in the second half from Andy Webster and Danny Seaborn? Yeah,
I think that they're very strong for us at this moment in time. But throughout the team, I thought there was some really strong performances. Adam's gone without a lot of football, and I thought he was very strong for us tonight. I thought his influence in the first half was terrific, and really pleased because Bristol were on the back of a good win at the weekend. We had a disappointing result at Leyton Orient, but I think that the one thing about this group of players is they've responded to defeat very well, and they've come back very strong from that, and I'm really pleased. It was interesting. I was watching an interview of Mourinho last night, and he spoke about his team, and he spoke about the evolution of his team, and I think it's very similar here. We've got to realise where we've come from at the start of this season, what we've gone through, and how much these young players have progressed. And we're trying to change the DNA, the style of football of this football club, and the progress has been terrific in my opinion. But we are still at the early stages of it, and we're chatting about that as a staff. In the last couple of days, we are in the early stages of it. We want to change many aspects about this football club, but it will take time. But the pleasing thing is that we are getting results even in the short term.
There was a real confidence in the way they played in the first half, wasn't there?
We worked really hard. It was interesting, when I looked at the Leyton Orient game, there was aspects of our play that weren't like us. We worked really hard in terms of the way we press and the tightness of our midfield and the lines. And when I watched the game back, there was details that we didn't work towards that we normally work towards. So we spent Saturday really getting back to the basics of our shape, and then again on Monday, and we went over the analysis on our own training on Monday rather than the opposition, because it was vital that we got back to doing what we do best, and it was hugely evident in the first half. I thought the two strikers in the first half were exceptional, and not just in possession but out of possession, and we look more like ourselves tonight, but really pleased, and like I say, steps in the right direction.
Nathan got an assist for the second goal. Good game all round.
I thought he was excellent. He's very dangerous for us, and I think that the one thing that was evident tonight was because of his movement and stretching the game, it allowed Frank Musa the space to go and play him, and I thought he was brilliant tonight. And I made a slight tactical change in the second half. They changed things, and they looked to get Thomas into the hole, so I decided to play with a more defensive midfield player. And although we didn't look a great attacking threat in the second half, the most important thing was that we seen the game out and that we took the 3 points, and that was very pleasing.
And despite those conditions, Mark Marshall looked fairly lively, didn't he?
He did. He came off. It's one thing that I've not been able to do. We've analysed other teams that play in this manner and press the game in this manner. I think I've said to you before, they changed their wide players around about the 70-minute mark, and Cal Baker put in a wonderful shift tonight, and so did Billy Daniels. But I just wanted new energy and new legs on the park, and for the first time, in a while, I've managed to make that change. But all in all, a big 3 points for us, and we should take great confidence from that.
And it's probably what you expect to see, but Carl looked unhappy at being taken off.
Of course, but I don't expect anything different from him. He wants to play every minute of every game, and I've actually said to Carl in the last week that at times we're asking him and Billy to do too much. I know it sounds strange because you can't ask them to do too much, but we're asking them to press on the game, and it's very difficult for 90 minutes to do that. So that'll be part of the strategy moving forward. If we have the players that can come in and replace our wide players at certain times of the game, then that'll be an important factor in terms of us again evolving as a team.
Is Danny okay? Is it just a cut? But
Yeah, it's terrific. I think he's cut himself 4 times in the last 4 games. You know, to be honest with you, if he was a boxer, he wouldn't have a particularly great career. But that's typical of Dan. You know, he puts his head in where it counts, and he's formed a very good partnership with Andy Webster.